Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk, and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Getting Outdoors Facebook Live show. Have I got a good show for y'all today. We are live at the Lawler Timber Company, Grampin Hills Outdoor Media Center. It's 50 degrees, showers, and the northwest winds about 8 miles an hour. It's a little chilly this morning, but it is the end of deer season, and everybody's kind of in DTs. Let me mention a couple of things I got 2 sponsors I want to kind of highlight. One of them is Safford Equipment Company over in Safford, Alabama. If y'all are in the market for a bundle deal, and when I say a bundle deal for you homeowners or a bundle deal for you guys that's making a living doing lawn care, they are putting together some bundles and moving them out of there at Safford Equipment like you wouldn't believe right now. So go over there and don't buy any kind of lawn equipment until you check out Safford Equipment Company under the tower in Safford, Alabama, because I tell you what, they are doing it. And I do want to kind of highlight Coast to Coast True Value in downtown Camden, Dunn Sports in Thomasville, Alabama, and Safford Trading Company in Safford, Alabama. If you turkey hunters want some of those turkey shells, you better get on them right now, because they are going to sell out and it ain't going to be none when turkey season gets here. So you better do that. So y'all know me. If you keep up with me for the last 15 years, you know that when it's a breaking story in the Southeast about the outdoors, old Big Dad's going to jump on it. And I got a message from a pretty girl in Marengo County last night with a buck that I don't even think she realized how big it was. And I hooked up with her immediately and asked her to come on and share her story with us this morning. And she is standing by. This is breaking news. She actually killed the deer Monday, but I just saw it last night. If I'd have saw it Monday, we would have been doing this before now. But I want everybody to welcome to the Getting Outdoors Facebook Live show, Miss Kara Rora. Good morning, Kara.
Morning.
All right, now this deer was unbelievable. And first of all, thank you so much for sharing it with me, because I really do appreciate it. And I knew when I saw the deer it was going to get a lot of traffic, but I had no idea it would get. I think we had 5,000 people look at it in less than an hour. So over 14,000 now.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. And tell us how long you've been hunting. For 20 years, and that was your first buck, right?
Yes, sir. I've been hunting since I was 9, and I'm 29. And I have never had the opportunity to have any set of horns come out in front of me, which, I mean, I've usually only hunted for meat in the freezer anyway. So, but I have always wanted a buck. My dad was in his 20s before he ever killed his first buck, and it was his first and his last, and I'm sure that'll be my first in my life.
I don't know about that. I bet you gonna get calls from all over the state wanting you to carry them hunting.
I don't know if I'd make a very good guide. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to kill that buck if it wouldn't have been for my boyfriend. He told me where to sit. He said that was going to be the best chance of me seeing a deer, and he was right.
Well, had he seen it on camera? Had y'all been hunting this area all season? I mean, it just showed up out of nowhere.
He's been hunting that area for a couple years, but that deer hasn't been on camera. I asked him the other night if he'd ever seen it before, and he said no. But that doesn't mean that it hadn't been there. He hadn't seen him on any of his cameras.
All right, I'm gonna put a picture of the deer up here with some of y'all. If y'all hadn't seen it, look at that deer. I tell you what, that it scored 154, right, Carol?
Yes.
Who scored it?
Well, Jerry Wayne Lavender scored it, and I've actually got the score sheet right here. He rough green scored it at 158 and 5/8, but he said there's probably about 4 inches of
He,
um, deductions.
yeah, I see them two little old stickers out there. That would be that was on a typical. But this time last year we was talking about the old Gollywop 175-inch Marengo County deer, and I think this, although this is not 175, that is a fine deer, Kara. I'm telling you, that is a once in a lifetime deer right there. Now, what I want you to do for us is carry us on that hunt. All right. Now, you've been hunting all year. You've
Mm-hmm.
been hunting all year, Monday afternoon, 2 days before the season goes out. Take us on that experience last Monday afternoon.
Well, I'm thankful for my very nice boss who let me take off work that afternoon to go hunting. And, it was a normal day. We got there really early. Sorry, hang on.
That's all right. If you got if you need to answer that, that's fine.
So, so we get to the woods. He tells me where I'm sitting and where he's going to be. And we split at the fork of the road. I walk to the stand, get in it. And, I'm sitting. It's quiet, it's pretty, and after it starts getting about 4:30 or so, and I'm not hearing anything. And I said a little prayer. I was like, if you would please just send anything out here, any at all, I would be extremely grateful. Well, I see ears flicking right at the edge of the tree line, and it was a doe. It was a really nice big doe. She came out, and I decided I was going to take a shot on her, and I missed. And it wasn't a minute later that buck walked out in the same exact spot as she did. It's like he was looking for her. He stepped out, he looked around, like, hey, wait a second. I know she came this way. Where'd she go? And all I saw were horns, just a glimpse. And I had already reloaded and got the scope on him, saw how big his neck was, never looked at his rack again. Like, I saw it out of the scope. And I couldn't tell you what it was because that's the first thing my boyfriend asked me. Well, what'd you shoot? What'd you shoot? I was like, I, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just saw a neck and went down to his shoulder, shot, and he jumped and ran about 25, 30 yards into the woods. And, I sat and I waited for my boyfriend to come. And when we were walking to the field where I shot to look for blood, we jumped him in the woods again. And I have no idea where he went, but we got to looking. We found a lot of good blood, and then it stopped. Found this huge spot of blood where he'd bedded down, and then you could see where he had brushed all against vines and trees and stuff when we jumped him, but we couldn't find any more blood. So, he's going all through the woods looking and getting all cut up with briars. And I appreciate that he did that and didn't make me go. But then we decided it was about an hour after dark. He was like, okay, we're going to need a dog if we're going to find this thing. And Nick Boykin was who was suggested to us. And I'm very thankful. He's a Choctaw County guy, and he just so happened to be about 3 miles away, already tracking a deer. So we waited for him to find what they were tracking, and him and his dog Dan came, and it may have taken Dan about 10 minutes. He got on it, found it, and when Nick and my boyfriend Michael got to the deer in the woods, I'm sitting on the four wheeler waiting, not wanting to get all cut up like they were. And Michael calls me and he's like, okay, you can bring the four wheeler up to the top of the hill. we found him. And I was like, okay, well, what is it? You know, I'm excited. And he's like, well, you know, I I think you'll be happy with it. It's a good first buck. I think you'll be happy. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Are you telling me that it's 9 o'clock at night and I've killed something that's, you know, teeny tiny? And he was like, well, you'll see him when you get down here, but I think you'll be happy with it. So I was a little disappointed in myself as I'm riding up there and they get to dragging him out of the woods. And as soon as they get him in front of the four-wheeler, I was like, oh my God. I had no idea, zero idea of what I killed. And, you know, they wanted to see the look on my face. So they played that little dirty trick on me, had me all upset. And Nick had been telling him he expected me to start crying. And Michael said he would have cried if that had been his deer. But I mean, I was really excited. I'm still really excited about it, especially for a first buck.
Well, you ought to be excited about it. I tell you now, did they bloody your face? Did you get the traditional bloody face?
No, because, and I don't even know if he thought about it, but after the fact, he said he should have. And I was like, but that's not my first deer. And he said, it doesn't matter, first buck. I was like, well, I've killed maybe like 2 or 3 little button bucks, but
Well, then that you didn't deserve a bloody face. That wasn't your first deer.
no, that wasn't my first deer. I've killed plenty of does. Like I said, I've been hunting since I was 9, but I have no idea why I have never had an antlered buck step out in front of me, period, until Monday.
Well, if you go have one, my dear, that was the one to have. Let me put a picture of it one more time, y'all. Look at that, 154-inch Marengo County free range buck. I'm telling you, that is a fine. I know you're gonna get it mounted. You know where you're gonna put it.
Yes, I already picked out a spot. I had to put him up, but he's already got a spot on the wall.
Well, I tell you what, a great start, a great way to end the season. I tell you, it has been more. Let me tell you, I've been keeping up with this outdoor stuff a long time, and the 2021 season, I have seen more huge bucks, more ladies and youth with huge bucks, I think, than I've ever seen. And what a way to end the season, Kara. That story. Thank you for sharing it with us, and congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll hook back up again. But thank you for sharing it today, and we got a big crowd on here today. Could be the biggest crowd I've ever had on a Facebook Live show. But it's 2 things. Well, it's 3 things that people love during deer season on the Getting Outdoors show. That's big bucks and good-looking girls and children with big smiles with big bucks. That's what they like, and you sure fit that category. And thank you, congratulations, and thank you for taking time, and thank you, boss, for letting you take time today to be with us.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Was that awesome or what? What was that? Let me show this one more time in case you're just tuning in. That is a huge 154-inch Marengo County buck that Kara took Monday, her first buck, and her boyfriend, Michael Bozeman, put her on it, and Nick Barkin and Dan were the trailing dogs that found it. And I tell you, I appreciate her sharing her story with us this morning on the Getting Outdoors show. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That was breaking news. Y'all know how I love to chase down them outdoor stories and get them to y'all as quick as I can. Let's go.